Welcome to the Echo Tips podcast.
Here's a sneak peek into what we're going to cover in this week's episode of the Echo Tips podcast.
Find some action movies for me.
Sure, here are some popular action movies.
Show me the ones I don't have to pay for.
These are free to you.
Search for that comedy by, the guy who played the lawyer in Breaking Bad.
I think you mean Lucky Hank,
I do.
starring Bob Odenkirk.
It's amazing. Well, hello, welcome to the Echo Tips podcast. As you could tell from our prelude this week, we're delving back into that treasure chest of goodies from the Amazon event in September. All the sort of announcements that they mentioned, smarts, AI, large language models, AI, all these sort of things connected with our Amazon Echoes or A-Ladies and all their various forms, whether it be in our car, in our houses, when we use to turn our microwave on or set a timer, all those sorts of different things. We're going to learn about how she's getting smarter. And from a high level today, we're in particular going to be looking at playing back TV shows and videos and movies. That's right. Sometimes it's a real challenge to filter down content or to find that show. Where is that? What network was that on? Right? And so we're going to be finding out some really cool announcements connected with that. Connected to playback on the Fire TV stick, which has a voice remote where you can talk to the A-Lady. So we're talking about purely verbal commands. And we'll also learn about maybe how that will undoubtedly extend to the Echo Show line of devices where you can similarly give a voice command to play TV shows or movies. And I think you'll be very impressed. I was surprised, but I was impressed by what I observed during the event and how they could filter the content and find something. It was just really kind of cool. Anywho, I'd like to welcome our new listeners who are wondering what they're listening to. Welcome to the podcast. I'm the host, David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill, and we're based here in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Southwest Virginia in the city of Roanoke, where we have our training center at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. Jobs campus. Now, in particular, you'll find our podcast are nuggetized little episodes. We try to keep it 5 to 15 minutes long. In our back catalog of 5 seasons, we've covered all sorts of skills, native capabilities out of the box that work on the Echo for kids, for parents, for seniors, for caregivers, for those who may have different disabilities, accessibility tools on the Amazon Echo. We talk about home automation. We just a wide variety. Music playback, all you think of it, we probably have talked about it. So we'd like to welcome you, and because of all that and more, and your listenership, we have over 118,000 listens to the podcast. So we're glad to have you with us today. Now, before we delve into our content in any sort of depth and blow your minds, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, Well, hello again, and welcome back to the podcast. It's good to have you guys with us. Just to recap, we were looking at the video of the recent Amazon event, and we've pulled a variety of nuggets out of that event. If you haven't seen, or I should say listened to our past episodes, we recently talked about features coming for parents and children. We talk about character AIs, more than 25 different character AIs going to be coming to the A-Lady. We're going to talk to Socrates or who knows, all sorts of different people. And stay tuned. We may have some more information on that here soon. I've been doing some research. But just a wide variety of things. So feel free to go back and check our back catalog. All sorts of neat things connected with that event. Now, today in particular, we're delving into more of the video playback, which kind of goes towards the Fire TV sticks, which plug into TVs or the TVs that natively have the Fire TV components built in. And if you were unfamiliar with that, they have a remote with a little microphone on it where you can talk to the A-Lady on it. That's right, you can talk to the A-Lady. And so that kind of functionality you can also imagine is on the Amazon Echo Show line of devices. Those are the Echoes with screens. They have a 5-inch, they got the 8-inch, and a brand new 8-inch was in fact announced at the event. So feel free to go back and check that episode where we talk a little bit about that. Some really kind of interesting things they're doing with the smarts of that on device. Now, in particular, we want to find those TV shows that are difficult. And that sometimes is, it's a challenge to find the show, or maybe think of an actor or actress that was in a show or a movie that you heard about last year, and you want to find that content. Hey, a real quick post-production note. The A-Lady name is going to come up a lot in these announcements and whatnot, so if you have an echo and hearing distance of my voice of this podcast, this would be the time to mute its ears or close the door so the one in the other room doesn't hear you, because you will hear the A-Lady name an awful lot. Okay, back to our show. I think you'll be very impressed. We're going to go to a playback of the event and some things that he mentions here in connection with trying to find that content. Now, you'll notice he does this verbally. He's using a Fire TV like interface with a remote control. But the same, I believe, would completely apply to the Echo Show line of devices. Hopefully those would all roll out simultaneously. It should be the same engine, should be able to apply equally to both. But let's check out that. I find this very impressive. So let's go to that recording.
But even with all of this great voice-enabled entertainment, the reality is that finding something to watch is still too challenging.
Amen.
With all this content from all these different sources, you often have to already know exactly what you're looking for in order to find it. And we all know what it's like to think that there's nothing on to watch. In particular, at home for me, I have a family of 5, including 3 teenagers, to try to balance tastes across. It's very difficult. So we've completely reinvented the Fire TV search experience to solve this exact challenge. Leveraging our latest LLM, we built a more natural and conversational way to work with Alexa to find content on Fire TV. It's like speaking to a great friend who's also the world's best video store clerk. I want to show you a little bit about how it works.
Okay, he's going to go do demo. This is pretty impressive, I think.
Use my remote here. Find some action movies for me.
Sure, here are some popular action movies.
Show me the ones I don't have to pay for.
These are free to you.
Show me ones I haven't seen yet.
Here are movies you don't have in your watch history.
Sure. Which of these are good for my teenagers? Never easy.
You might enjoy these family-friendly ones.
We're also big video game fans. Which one should we go for?
Here are some options. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is a good fit and is about to be remade as an anime.
Play Scott Pilgrim.
All right, so I'm going to pause. That was pretty much the end of that little demo. And he later comments, he does an additional demo, which is also just as mind-blowing. Let me fast forward to that, so hang on here, and we'll get to that.
search for that comedy by, the guy who played the lawyer in Breaking Bad.
I think you mean Lucky Hank,
I do.
starring Bob Odenkirk.
It's amazing.
It's a name, it's hard to remember. Yeah. I liked Better Call Saul. Are there movies like that?
These are some movies similar to Better Call Saul.
Wow.
All right, which of these should have won an Oscar but didn't?
These movies came close but didn't take home an Oscar.
So cool.
All right, so I'm going to pause it there, but you get the idea. Super, super amazing. So, of course, that LLM undoubtedly, and I think he mentions in the presentation, is data mining an Amazon property they own, IMDb, which stands for Internet Movie Database. If you've ever had to look up something about a movie, what was the movie? When did it come out? What was it rated? All those, the star ratings. Who was in the movie again? You've often probably been to IMDb, or whatever search engine you were using probably drew its information from IMDb. So super, super amazing. So those are just some basic things today that I thought we'd jump out at. I really like the ability to kind of call information out, or that natural language, like who is this in that show and blah, blah, blah. And then also the ability to pare something down like he did for his family, like, okay, adventure movies. Okay, which one of those have I not seen? So simple in a way. I don't want to watch it again probably, but to just filter that out, and then further abilities to filter that down, and like he just did there. Lastly, did it win an award? Did it not win? Was it nominated for an award? Just some really kind of cool ways to filter content. And just really, really neat. So looking forward to that along. So anyway, I just wanted to bring a few of those points out from the recent Amazon event. If you have thoughts or suggestions for a future episode and what we can cover, we'd love to hear your feedback. Or as these products and features roll out, as we covered how you can maybe get on the waiting list to be notified when certain new things are available. By all means, go back and check that out in an episode. But maybe you'll have feedback yourself about how you're using these things as they roll out. And so we'd love to hear that feedback as well. You can find us on Facebook or Twitter at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. And you can also email us at info@goodwillvalleys.com. Now, in either circumstance, just earmark the message or the subject line of the email for the Echo Tips podcast, and it will find its way to me. Well, until next time, it's time to turn the ears back on the Echo, start practicing some of the many things you've learned about, or we're hoping are going to come to the Echo soon. And we once again thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem, ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Phew! Thanks for listening.